a good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old one's gone under the knife. And I can feel the sun on my skin, beginning to thaw from within. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today is a good day to live. This morning has a clearer light as any to see the horizon in the far. Excuses were 2 for a penny, but they've all gone out the window of this car. And when I feel the wind.
Good morning, guys. Welcome back to my channel on this beautiful sunny Tuesday in Southwest Rocks. It is actually a little bit chilly in the wind, but in the sun it is so nice. We decided to come down to the river this morning because Jake wanted to do a little bit of fishing, and it's just been so lovely. I've had my brekkie and a cup of tea in the sunshine. I've done a little bit of journaling, which I think I mentioned in one of my previous videos, that I've been sinking a bit more time into that lately, which has felt so beautiful for my mindset and for my mental health. So I think we're just about to go, we're going to go for a walk over the footbridge over here, and out to the beach on the other side, which is a dog-friendly off-leash beach, I believe. So yeah, we're going to take Arlo for a bit of a walk and then probably just go have a little look in town. I think Jake wants to do some spearfishing today, so we're going to go scout some locations for him. But the purpose of this video today is for me to answer all of your burning questions about van life, as you would have seen in the title of this video. I put the question up on Instagram and TikTok, just asking you guys to message me with any questions that you have about van life, and yeah, just about life on the road here in Australia in general, whatever you wanted to know. I actually wasn't expecting to get many questions at all, so I was very surprised to have quite a neat little list come through. So yeah, I've just been sifting through those this morning, and I've also just thrown a couple in there that are just some FAQs that come through to me quite often as well, that I thought would be handy for me to answer. So later on I'm going to go find somewhere nice and peaceful and quiet to park the van, and I promise I'll answer those for you later on in the video. Decided to stop in at the bakery in town to get us some lunch. I went for the chicken Caesar salad wrap. That looks so good. And Jake, what did you get? The chicken Cajun? Yeah. Yum. Hello again, guys. So it is now about 1:30 and I've just pulled up to somewhere that's a little bit more peaceful and quiet for the afternoon, somewhere that's not so windy as well. We've just had a bit of lunch from the bakery, as you would have just seen, but yeah, now I'm just going to settle down for the afternoon, and as I promised earlier in the video, I'm going to make my way through the list of van life related questions that I have from you guys. So I think I'm just going to make myself a nice warm cup of tea because it is starting to get a little bit chilly. The sun's not out as much as it was earlier. So yeah, I'm going to make myself a herbal cup of tea and I will sit down to answer those questions. So let's go. This is one of my first times trying loose herbal tea. I normally just get the tea bags, but I picked this up from the local markets the other day in Nelson Bay. And yeah, I must say it's pretty good. It's chamomile, apple and passion flower, I think it is, which I've never heard of that ingredient, but it's pretty good. So I'm hoping that this is just going to calm my nervous system down a bit, because if I'm being completely honest with you guys, I still feel a bit anxious and jittery like sitting down to film these videos. I think this is only the 4th or 5th YouTube video that I'm filming, and yeah, it just still gets my anxiety up a little bit. So I'm hoping that if I sip this while I'm doing the Q&A, I hope it's just going to calm my nerves a bit. Alrighty, so let's get into the Q&A now. I've got all the questions compiled on my phone, so I'll just be referring to it throughout the video. Question number 1 is, how long did your van build take, and did you do it all yourself? So from start to finish, the whole van build took us 10 months to do. But we did stop and start quite a lot. Jake went away to work for about 6 months of that time. So the amount of time it took to do the actual van build, like if we had have just done it full time, probably about 4 months. But yeah, with stopping and starting, it took us 10 months to complete it. And yes, we did the van build all by ourselves. Well, I say we. Jake is the one that did 95% of the build. He's the one that's handy on the tools. I obviously had a lot of input with the layout and design aspect of the van, and I helped with a lot of the painting and just the simpler tasks. But yeah, Jake is the one that did most of the build. So yes, we did it all ourselves. It was our first big project as a couple, and yeah, we're really proud of how it all turned out. Question number 2 is, would you recommend buying a transit? Such a good question. We get asked this a lot. It is a bit of a tricky one to answer though, because I mean, all we've ever really known is a transit. We've never owned another van. We've not even hired another van before. So yeah, it's all we really know. We can't really recommend any other van, but I mean, as a whole, we have been really happy with this van. I won't say it comes without its faults, because there definitely has been some little challenges along the way, but I mean, that's like that with any van really. I will say that with the Transits being a European van, they really are not built for the Australian heat. So yeah, during the thick of summer when the sun's out and it's super hot, the electronics can play up a little bit on days like that. And the only other problem that we've had is on 2 occasions we have had the crankshaft pulley shear through the harmonic balancer, which is something that we've come to learn is quite common among Transits. But yeah, apart from that, it's been great. In terms of recommending it to you guys though, look, I'm not going to say yes or no, because obviously everyone's situation and needs are completely different. I just highly recommend you to figure out what you personally need from a van, and do your own research before jumping into anything. But personally, we decided to go for the transit van because we needed a larger size van. So obviously you've only got a couple of options with them. We loved the fact that it has a higher ground clearance than say the Sprinter or the Crafter. We really like that it comes with the dual rear wheels, and other than that, the perfect transit for the perfect price just came up exactly when we were looking for one, so we took that as a bit of a sign as well. But yeah, we've really loved having a transit. That's really all I can say. Quick tea break because I've forgotten about it already. So question number 3 is, what are some things that you wish you had have known about van life before you started? So I think I'm actually going to make a bit more of a dedicated video on this topic, because this is honestly something I could talk about for ages. There's quite a few things that I would love to say on this, but the biggest thing that comes to mind is I wish that I had have known not to plan things so far in advance, not to get my heart set on anything too tightly on the road, just to kind of go with the flow a little bit more, because one thing you learn quite quickly is that plans change on the road. So you have to be able to really adapt quite quickly and go with the flow. Yeah, that's just something I really wish I had been prepared for a little bit more before we hit the road, because that's something that took me quite a while to grasp, and I mean still to this day I struggle with it a little bit, and a lot of people that I have met on the road struggle with this as well. So yeah, if there's one piece of advice I can give to someone who is maybe about to start van life, it's just go with the flow, don't plan anything too far in advance, and yeah, just see where the road takes you. Question number 4, do you have a toilet and shower in your van, and if not, how do you find these on the road? So we do actually have a toilet in our van. I'm currently sitting on it. It's underneath the seat. It's just a little porta potty, and we've got it on like a slide out thing. So we've got that for emergencies, but we don't have a shower. We don't have a built-in shower. We started off with a portable hot water system which had like a shower nozzle attached to it, and we would keep that in the back of the van, but we honestly didn't even use it once. So 6 months into being on the road, we actually sold it because yeah, it just wasn't getting used and it was taking up heaps of space in the back. So yes, we have to find showers along the road. And we don't even use the toilet that we have for everything, if you get me. So we do still use just public toilets that are around. Obviously Australia is pretty good for that. They have loads of public toilets just about everywhere you go. In terms of finding showers, if we're looking for a caravan park, then we will use the Wikicamps app to find those. Otherwise we just Google to see if there's like a leisure centre or aquatic centre in the area, because they're pretty good. You usually just pay like $10 to go and use their hot showers. We do also have a gym membership to Anytime Fitness, so when we are somewhere where it's a little bit more built up and they've got one of those franchises there, we will make use of that because they are always really good amenities there. That's actually a really good tip for you. If you know that you don't want to be staying at caravan parks and stuff, getting a gym membership to either Anytime Fitness or one of the other gym chains that are here in Australia is a really good little hack. Number 5, I really like this question. What is your favorite and least favorite thing about van life? I find this really hard to answer because there's obviously so many things that I love about this lifestyle, but if I had to choose, my favorite thing would probably be like when we're at a very beautiful location and we just have that freedom to be able to open our back doors and just enjoy a gorgeous view from bed, or have a picnic on our rooftop deck. Like, yeah, just the ever-changing backyards and getting to enjoy so many beautiful views from the comfort of our little home on wheels. That would definitely have to be my favorite thing. My least favorite thing though would definitely have to be the lack of privacy. And this is something that I have honestly struggled with a fair bit on the road. I'm sure a lot of other van lifers struggle with this too, but the second that you sort of have your sliding doors open or your back doors open, a lot of people think it's just okay to come and stick their head in your van and kind of invade your personal space, which, I mean, a lot of people are super lovely, like the majority of them are, but sometimes it can just feel a bit creepy because essentially, you know, strangers are just seeing into your home, your personal safe space, and yeah, that can just be a very uncomfortable feeling. It's something that I have struggled with quite a bit, but yeah, I won't ramble on about it too much more. I might talk about it a bit more in detail in another video, but yeah, they're probably my favorite and my least favorite thing about van life. Question number 6 was, how do you find free camp spots? So by the time that you're seeing this video, I will have already uploaded quite a detailed video on how we find our various camp spots, everything from free camps to stealth camps to paid camps. So I will either link that down in the description box below or somewhere up above for you to go and check that out, because yeah, there'll be a lot more information in that for you. But just in short, the main way that we find our free camp spots is with the Wikicamps app. I highly recommend you to get that if you're doing van life here in Australia. Do you want to come say hello? Well, come on then. I think this is probably the time of day when everyone brings their dogs down to this park that we have decided to park up at, so he's going a bit crazy. Can I finish my video now? Yeah? Can you go get back on the bed? Good boy. You're being so good today. Question 7, how long do you plan on doing van life for? So we have officially hit our goal for the amount of time that we intended to do van life for, which was 2 years. We have now surpassed that, which I'm super proud of. If I'm being completely honest with you, I thought maybe I would make it 6 months on the road. I didn't think I was going to love it as much as I have. But yeah, so we've now made it over 2 years. I'm super proud of us both. So from here on out, it's really just seeing where the road takes us. We could be another year traveling, another 3, we're really not sure. I guess we'll just stop when we're feeling ready, when we feel like we've seen all of Australia. I would ideally love to be on the road for another year because I mean we still have a couple of states that we haven't even touched yet. We haven't been to the Northern Territory or Tassie. We've still got Northern WA and most of Queensland to do. So yeah, I'm hoping for another 12 months at least, but who knows, to be honest. Question 8 is, how do you maintain such positive energy all the time? First of all, thank you. That honestly means the world to me to read that. Just knowing that you think I am a really positive person. Yeah, that's really lovely. But if I'm being just super raw and honest with you guys, which is obviously what I want this channel to be, I am not positive all the time. I mean, I don't think it's humanly possible. I think we all go through bad days, and I certainly have my fair share of them. Just remember that everything that you see on social media is just a fraction of what goes on in my life and in anyone's life. There are definitely challenging days behind the scenes, and I have a lot more of them than you would probably think. And so I obviously do have some tips and some like coping mechanisms for those challenging days, and just ways that, you know, I sort of keep on top of things and keep my positivity as high as possible. And actually I'm sort of combining this question with another one that I got, which was, how do you deal with the challenging days on the road? So yeah, I'm kind of combining the two here. So the very first thing, probably a little bit boring, but I really try to get as good quality of sleep as I possibly can. I try to aim for 8 hours every night, and before I go to bed I like to just get the van super cozy, and I try to just really set my environment before going to sleep. I find that that really helps. Like, I will light a candle, diffuse some essential oils, have a herbal cup of tea. I usually do a little bit of reading before I go to sleep, and I have about an hour window before going to bed where I'm off my phone. And when I wake up in the morning, I really try hard not to get on my phone first thing either. I find that that makes the biggest difference with my mental health. The other thing is I like to do gratitude journaling and affirmations in the morning as well. I just find that doing that practice makes such a huge difference, and it really sets the tone for my day, and I find that it just really helps me navigate any challenges that might arise throughout the day. Other than that, I just really try to get out in the fresh air, in the sunshine as much as possible. Usually we'll take Arlo for a walk down by the beach, or like you would have seen this morning, sometimes I'll just have my breakfast or a cup of tea in the sunshine. Yeah, I find that that really puts me in good spirits for the day. And probably the final thing that I'll say is I just really try to surround myself with people that inspire me and lift me up, both in person but also online. If I find that anyone is making me feel less than, I just really try to keep my distance. And I guess also too, just I try to remind myself that when I am having a not so great day, I remind myself that these things tend to just come in waves, and so just that the bad days when I am having them will not last forever, and just to give myself a little bit of grace to just feel whatever I'm feeling. And then when I am having a really wonderful positive day, I just try to soak it in as much as possible, and oftentimes when that's happening I'll actually step away from social media for a day or two, just so I can really be present and I can kind of fill my cup up again, so that I can show up on here or on other social media platforms as positively as possible, I guess. Okie dokie, so we're almost through them. Number 9, how do you get mail delivered to you. So it's quite a simple process. All you have to do is download the Post app. It's very simple to use, and then all I need to know at the time of ordering something is where I'm going to be in a week or two's time, so that I can generate what's called a parcel collect address or a parcel locker address. I'm not going to go into details about what both of them mean. If you go and download the Post app, it has all the information in there for you. It explains it all very, very well. But yeah, I basically just need to know what town or city I need to get it delivered to, and I generate a unique address, which it gets sent to either a post office or like a locker of my choosing. And then I basically have, when it gets delivered, I have about 10 business days, I think it is, to collect it, which is plenty of time. So if I'm not in the location just yet, I obviously have a bit of time to go and collect it. And you can track everything through the app. It's exactly the same as getting it delivered to a residential address, except your unique address changes each time as you sort of move around the country. That's the only difference. But yeah, just through the Post app. Number 10, how do you find it traveling in your van with a dog? Is it hard? So this is probably another topic that I'll make a detailed video on soon, because there's quite a lot to cover with this topic. But all in all, we absolutely love traveling with Arlo. We find it pretty easy. He thrives with van life a lot more than we thought he would anyway. In terms of in the van, obviously we're very glad we went for a bigger size van, because it doesn't feel cramped with the three of us in here. The only issue we have is with his dog hair. Arlo sheds so much, and so we do have to keep on top of the cleaning like every 2 to 3 days. That's probably the only challenge we have in the van with him. But in terms of traveling full time, it's quite easy. The only time it gets a little bit tricky is with national parks, when we have to find a dog sitter or kennels for him. But I'll go into more detail about that. That is a question I get asked quite a bit. It just didn't come up for this particular Q&A. But yeah, we wouldn't have it any other way. He's the best travel companion, and I know that a lot of other van lifers that travel with their dogs feel exactly the same way. Have you had any scary experiences on the road? Yes, we have. There's been a couple along the way, but the most recent one and the biggest one happened just after Christmas. We were staying in Bathurst, which is inland New South Wales. We were staying at a caravan park, so we thought we were somewhere safe, but one night we woke up to a guy who was rummaging through our front cab in the glove box. We woke up to a strange sound, and we both noticed that the light was on in the front, which was weird. We just thought that maybe one of us had left the light on or left a door open. Jake got up, he looked through this window and noticed that the door was open, and he's gone to peer through the curtain, and there was a guy right there rummaging through the glove box, and it all happened very quickly. Jake yelled at him and tried going after him, but yeah, the guy got away pretty quickly and he took my wallet. Obviously it could have been so much worse. Luckily he didn't come through to the back here, or he didn't steal anything super expensive or anything, but yeah, it was still such a shock to have just someone invading our little home and our safe space like that, and to have my wallet stolen. Yeah, that was very frightening, and it scarred me, if I'm being honest. Like, it has taken me a long time to get over that. I lost a lot of trust in people after that, and I started to really question whether I did want to continue with van life, because just having our privacy taken away from us so quickly like that was just the worst feeling in the world. Like, I cannot even describe it. So yeah, that is by far the scariest experience that we've had on the road. Okay, and now for the final question. I think I've actually left the hardest one till last, and that is, what is my favorite destination so far? This really is such a difficult question to answer, and as frustrating as it is, I don't have an answer for you guys. Like, we have honestly visited so many beautiful places. I have fallen in love with so many different locations around Australia so far that I just can't pick a favorite. But one thing I have come to realize in this 2 years on the road is that this van, our tiny home on wheels, has become my favorite destination. It is home to me. It's my safe space. It's my haven. It's where I feel my happiest. I know it sounds corny and cliche, but it's true. Like, we could honestly be parked down by the water or up in the hills. It could be a rainy day outside. This van is my favorite destination. The saying, home is where you park it, really is true, guys. Who knows, maybe if you ask me in another year's time, or maybe at the end of our travels, I might have a location that has become my favorite. But yeah, no, the van is definitely that for me right now. Well, that brings us to the end of the Q&A now. I hope it's not going to be too long for you guys. There were a few to get through. But yeah, I had a lot of fun making that. Thank you so much to everyone that did send your questions through to me. I hope you enjoyed the answers. I'm probably going to leave the video here now. It is starting to get dark outside, so we're going to go back to our camp spot for the evening and probably have an early dinner. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below because it really supports my channel. And if you do want to see more videos from me, you can hit subscribe as well. I will see you in my next vlog. Bye, guys. Bye-bye. Good boy. Good boy.